Movie camera, welcome to Brainrot, Echoes, where the echoes of forgotten truths, ideas, and memories are awakened. We tell the stories you've never heard, uncover hidden shadows, and push the limits of imagination. Milky Way Brainrot, Echoes, when the final echo finally finds someone who listens. Backend index pointing right, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell to join us on every journey. Chapter 6, The Whisper of the Stars. Not every star shines with fire. Some stars only glow when called forth by memory. Orin stepped through the stone archway, leaving behind the deep heart of Originem. Before him stretched the open sky of space, a vast sea of stars, quietly turning upon the pitch-black canvas of the universe. From here, Orin could see stars no map remembered. They glimmered faintly, like forgotten memories drifting upon the nameless tide of time. In Orin's hands, the eternal core still pulsed, not the heartbeat of stone, nor of crystal, but of living memory. Its light gradually blended with the glow of the stars, and Orin felt as if those faint beams of light were listening. He stood silent. Then, not with his voice, but with the clarity of thought, as clear as the ancient drumbeat of the listeners, he spoke. You who are lamps lost in the deep night, who were once named by the Vorten. Hear me. Remember, the universe remained silent, but Orin knew. The stars had begun to answer. Their light trembled like small candles flickering in the wind of memory. And among that sea of stars, Orin saw shapes emerge. Lost cities, forgotten starships, shattered gateways that once linked stars, now reduced to ashes. The whispering began, not a sound with meaning, but a rhythm, the rhythm of unfinished tales, of promises unkept, of names yet to be given. The eternal core in Orin's hand glowed brightly. From it, streams of memory spread outward, touching each dim star. And one by one, the stars flared to life, each calling forth its own story. A star recalled the planet that once circled it, where ancient songs had echoed. A star remembered the gate that once opened for fleets seeking refuge. A star recalled the vow of the first storytellers. No memory shall be forgotten. But amid the whispers, Orin heard something else. A voice heavy and deep as an abyss, the whisper of oblivion. You awaken memory, but you awaken me as well. I am part of every memory. I am the shadow within all you seek to preserve. Are you ready, last storyteller? Orin stood still. He gazed at the sea of stars, at the lamps he had called forth. And he answered, if I must face you to keep memory alive, then I am ready. The sky quivered. A dense darkness spread among the stars, like a wound upon the body of the cosmos. Orin knew. This was the remnant of oblivion, the thing he must face, so the stars would not fall dark again. And the eternal core, in his hands for the first time, gave forth a long, resonant tone, as if the memory of the Vorten itself was calling forth all that remained in the universe, preparing for the final battle between story and forgetting. Chapter 7, The Battlefield Between Two Heartbeats. When light and darkness meet, it is not because they hate each other. It is because they cannot both remain silent. Orin stood among the stars he had awakened. Before him, the darkness of oblivion surged like a formless tide. It did not roar like fire, nor howl like storm winds. It came quietly, and it was that very quiet that made the universe tremble. The eternal core in Orin's hands shone brighter than ever. Its light did not drive back the darkness, but it kept Orin from being swallowed. From the stars around him, small heartbeats arose, merging into a fragile yet steady sound, the heartbeat of living memory. Oblivion did not rush to strike. It spread, tightening space, as if to test the very resolve of Orin. Then its voice came, deep as an abyss, distant as the sigh of a dying cosmos. You think memory can defy me? You think a few lonely lights can dispel the night that has seeped into every grain of your being? I am not what comes after memory. I am the end of all memory. Orin closed his eyes, feeling the beat within his hands. He understood. This battlefield was not between the strength of light and dark, but between two heartbeats, the heartbeat of what still longs to exist and the empty pulse of forgetting. "You are right," Orin whispered. "You are the end. But I did not come to erase you. I came to remind you. Even darkness must remember what it has devoured." Oblivion laughed, a sound like stones falling into a bottomless pit. The darkness began to swell, surging toward Orin. The stars trembled. Some lights went out, as if strangled. But then the eternal core rang out, a tone not of stone, but of the ancient drum of the listeners. From Orin, a heartbeat rippled outward, touching every star. And each star, each lamp that had been called forth, joined in, not with words, but with rhythm. "We remember. We remember." The darkness surged forward, but wherever it touched that heartbeat, it slowed. It did not vanish, nor was it repelled, but it had to pause, as if hearing its own voice from the past. Orin raised the eternal core high. He stepped toward oblivion, not to fight, but to let the heartbeat of memory spread farther, deeper, into the very core of the dark. And there, he felt, even within oblivion, there had once been heartbeats, memories it had itself forgotten. "I do not banish you," Orin said, his voice strong as the light of the core. "I tell your story, too, so you must remember what you once were." Oblivion halted. A stillness covered the universe, as if all space held its breath. The darkness did not vanish, did not shatter, but it advanced no more. Between the heartbeat of memory and the hollow pulse of forgetting, the universe found, for the first time, a fragile balance. And Orin stood there, the last storyteller, keeping those two heartbeats from consuming each other. "I have heard," Oblivion whispered, its voice no longer threatening, but almost like a confession. "And because of that, I will no longer be only darkness." A small light flickered within the densest black of oblivion. Not brilliant, not blinding, but enough to show memory had reached even the deepest place. Chapter 8. Memory Renamed. Not every memory was born with a name, but once named, that memory lives forever in the light of those who remember. As that small light flickered within oblivion, Orin understood. The battle was over. Not because the darkness had vanished, but because it had paused to listen. And that was a victory no sword could win, no flame could bring. Orin lowered the eternal core to his chest. Its heartbeat had changed. No longer pounding in resistance, but steady and sure. The heartbeat of a memory that had found its voice. Before him, the stars gathered into clusters, like small hands reaching toward each other after millennia of being lost. And among the sea of stars, Orin saw shapes arise, lost planets, nameless fleets, people forgotten in the abyss of oblivion. No longer broken fragments of memory. They waited now to be named. Orin spoke, his voice ringing through the silent space, across layers of cosmic dust. "You once the fire that sailed between stars. Be named Veron, ship without harbor. You once the gate that opened for those who fled. Be named Kirith, door of vows. You once the world that sang ancient songs in the night sea. Be named Elora, land where stars sing. You, once the last light in darkness, swallowed but not extinguished. Be named Soren, the remaining spark." And so Orin called. Each memory, each fragment received a new name, a true name. With each name spoken, a star flared, its light engraving itself upon the night of the universe. The heartbeat of the eternal core joined the heartbeats of the stars, becoming a new song, the song of things renamed. Oblivion watched in silence. It did not vanish, but its darkness no longer weighed as before. Within it, Orin saw small flickers, as if oblivion itself was recalling memories it had once forgotten. When the last name was given, Orin bowed his head. He knew the work of a storyteller never truly ends, but he also knew he had renamed the most important things, those that, if even one star remembers, darkness will never fully win. A silent breeze swept by, as if the universe itself sighed in relief. The eternal core in Orin's hand quieted, Its light no longer fierce but gentle, like a lullaby. Orin gazed at the sea of stars and whispered, "Your names will endure, because there are those who remember, who tell." And the universe, for the first time in ages, answered Orin with its own light, a chorus of heartbeats united, from memories retold, from things that now bore a name. Epilogue, the last storyteller. No one knows where Orin went after the night the stars were called forth. But from that night on, across the darkness of the universe, no star was ever forgotten. They say Orin left Originem, crossing the sea of stars he had rekindled. He did not return to any world, nor pause at any space station. Orin became part of the very story he had told, a traveler among the stars, quietly seeking memories still lost.